Hi, we're He Sent, She Sent. I'm Tracy.
And I'm Shane.
If you're new here, we're so glad you found us.
And if you're back, welcome back.
Let's talk fragrance.
He sent, she sent, sense that shine. Two noses, one love, fragrance divine.
Alright guys, today we're gonna review the new kind of end of 2024, beginning of 2025 Dior Parfum. This is what it looks like. We're gonna kick it off with a presentation of the box here. First up, you have the Dior Homme at the front. You have that little bee at the bottom. Nothing to the top, nothing on the sides. Just a little information at the back, and you have the ingredients and some barcodes at the bottom. It's a pretty simple box, nice and simple.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
No bells or whistles.
No bells or whistles. None of those overdoing it kind of box. So yeah, let's see as we open it. For me, guys, you guys know how I feel about small bottle perfumes. As soon as I open it, take it out of the box, I start to feel a little down. It's just a thing about me and small bottle perfumes. I just don't like.
So what mil is it?
This is a 75 mil.
Yeah, and I think that's the only size it comes in.
Comes in, yeah. I don't know, why do they do that?
I don't know.
I just don't understand it. But anyways, yeah, I just a thing with me and small bottles. But anyways, I still kind of like how the bottle looks. It's nice and simple. You have the Christian Dior code at the top. You have, I like that kind of metallic silver looking thing on the top that says the Dior Homme. You have the Parfum, and when you open it, you have the bee on the atomizer, and I think the bees on the inside of the cap. Yeah, but pretty simple. And what I like too about the bottle, it's nice and simple. It has that black, look at the top, and it clears out at the bottom, which is...
So it's like an ombre.
Ombre, yeah.
It's
nice and slick. Really nice, really nice. And the cap snaps on. So it's not magnetic, it just snaps on. So it's, still really nice.
But what we care about is...
What we care about is...
what it smells like.
The juice inside. First up, let's see the notes. Let's see what's inside here. So the top notes is iris, middle notes is amber, base notes are patchouli and vetiver.
Oh, okay, that's pretty simple.
Pretty simple. Not much going on here, but yeah, let's see. So this one is not like a first impression. I've put it on a few times.
This one you've really tested it.
I really test this one, so I really want to give my ins and outs about this one, and there is a few. So atomizer is not so strong, but it does its thing.
It smells so good.
And that's the thing, the opening.
The opening,
is like, here you go. The opening is really, really nice. First, as you know,
it's a little green.
It's a little green. It's a little fresh. You get the iris. You get the leather.
Powdery.
It's powdery. Yeah.
It's like a powdery and greenness mixed together.
Mixed together
it's so
with
sexy.
A little touch of sweetness. A little touch of sweetness.
It is so sexy.
The opening is sexy, guys. Really nice. Really good. As soon as you smell it, you're like, yeah. But I think that's where it lost me, because. For me, I like to smell iris, right? And that just doesn't last. The iris is like, hello, and in a couple minutes, it's like, bye.
Really?
Yeah, like, you don't, maybe, I would say 15 minutes. Thereabout. 15 minutes, you don't get the iris, it starts to dry down, and then it starts to smell like some other stuff, which we will get into.
Okay.
But yeah, the opening it's really nice. You get that leather, you get that iris straight up, which is really nice. It's sexy, as you say. It's fresh, little greenness there, and really nice. Coming off really nice.
So how long do you say the opening lasts for?
The opening, you get more of the, when it dries down, like a little amber vibe and stuff, but the opening lasts for about, I would say an hour and a half thereabout, but the iris in particular doesn't last, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. You don't get the iris which is what I don't like about it. This is the biggest issue I have with it.
Okay.
But again, the opening is it's a little bit addictive.
Yes, the opening is very
I put
sexy.
it on my skin again, like it's the opening is really sexy. Oh yeah, it's really nice.
So you say the iris doesn't stay for the full length of the fragrance. What stays? What do you smell like? Okay, how long can you smell it for? So what's the longevity like of the scent of itself,
the
like
entire
overall?
fragrance?
Yeah.
So the entire fragrance you get at least 8 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, it projects.
It projects and it lasts.
The performance is not that bad. It lasts at least 8 hours you get out of it. But for me, you're looking for that, especially if you compare it to what it's replacing, right? The original.
So have you ever smelled the original?
Well, I have the, and I have it here to compare. I have the
EDT?
EDT.
Okay.
Right? Not
but
the
this
Parfum.
one here is replacing the Parfum.
The Parfum.
Because this is the Parfum, but this
Right.
is the 2024, 2025.
2024, 2025.
Release. I think
yeah.
they had released the original Parfum in 2014 and they had discontinued it a couple years ago. And I heard that one was really good.
Really
we never
good.
got our nose on it.
Never get our nose on it. Never get it.
So we can't compare.
We can't really compare.
So
I
we
can
can't
only
compare
it with the one I have, which I really, really like. Although it's an EDT, but it lasts unbelievably long.
Yes, that one I really, yeah.
I'm very surprised how well it performs for EDT. Really, really surprised. It's really impressive. And this, until I get my nose on the platform, is my favorite of the line. So that's what I would say about it. But yeah, it will last about 8 hours in terms of the entire fragrance. But in the opening, which is nice and sexy and all that, the iris you don't get a lot. And as soon as it starts to dry down, some more, you smell more of that Armani Code perfume in it. And
when Armani Code?
Yeah. I went to the Shoppers Drug Mart and I was smelling a few of them, and it smelled kind of like that. And as soon as it dried down a little more and more and more, you get more of that. I get a little hint of that Le Mille elixir.
The elixir.
Yeah. It's not exactly, but a little hint.
Remember when you first
put it on
the Dior Homme Parfum, the new release.
Yeah, the new release.
I remember you came out and I could smell it instantly on him. And you said to me it wants to smell so much like the elixir from Jean Paul. And I said, no, I don't think so. But over time, as it dries down, it really dries down very similar to the elixir.
Not the opening. The opening is vastly different. But as it dries down, you get a hint of that elixir for sure. You get a hint of that. So it has its stages. The opening and then the dry down, and which for me, I like my perfumes to be more consistent in terms of the scent that I like in them and stuff like that. Opening to last. And so some people, don't like that. For me, I prefer, my opening to last and dry down to all the way.
So what season would you say it's for?
I would say this one is a little more versatile in the sense of it's a little more easier to wear.
Okay.
So you can get away with it, in not so much of the summer, but spring, winter, fall. You can, I can see you pulling that off. But not so much in the summer. But again, maybe because of the dry down and the opening, how it plays out.
It's very dark. It's a very dark.
You get that dark.
It's green. It's such a nice. It's
almost like a
it has
dark
also a little
well.
spiciness to it. So what occasion would you wear it?
Occasion, it's sexy. So in the opening, so you can turn it up a notch. You can take it to a nice function. It's dressy. You can also turn it down because when it dries down, you don't get that aggressive leather that that Dior Homme has in it, the performance.
Okay.
And the edit. So you can play with it. So like I say, it's a little more versatile. And it's also one of those that if you don't like your perfumes to, in the opening to last all that long and in that strong leather and that iris and stuff, it's one of those you can absolutely love. Or if you like it the other way around, you might absolutely hate. Okay. So it's one of those you can love, hate. right? People might love it. For me, as I say, I only have the Dior Homme EDT, and to compare that to, I definitely prefer the
EDT.
The EDT, like hands down.
Okay, this is the EDT. I'm gonna smell. I bought this one for him.
Hands down.
Okay, to me the EDT, this would work in summer.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you want both or you have both, like I think the EDTs, because there's a little freshness in the EDT.
Mm-hmm. But
so also, just smelling it out of the bottle.
Yeah, but also what I'm thinking of is once we get our nose on the Parfum of this 2014. One, of the 2014.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe Fragrantica would have it by now. Sometimes they bring it back in stock.
Yeah, you definitely maybe want to keep your hands on that one or restock, because that doesn't smell nothing like the EDT. So I can imagine it won't smell nothing like the Parfum.
Okay.
So this is just my take on it. But
to me, this is so sexy. Who would you say it's for?
I think this one is tricky, to be honest, because if you like Iris, you might be, Dior Homme, Iris is going to be in there. Then you put it on in about 15-20 minutes, it's not there. But then if you also like, you try them to be a little more ambery, not so much leather, not so much oud and all of that, then you can dive into that. But if you like your Iris and you like it to last and you're opening to stay all through, then you will not like that.
Are you still mine? But I guess you're saying if the person
likes that, then I don't see you liking the opposite.
Okay.
Right? So that's just my take on it. But I will say though, as I say, it's easier to wear. It's easy to wear. It's nice and sexy. So, you can get away with it in different settings and stuff, but it's nice.
Okay.
It's nice.
So we're gonna do rating, right? From 1 to 10. How would you rate the scent overall?
Okay, the
scent
overall,
the way it smells.
The way it smells overall, well, I'm gonna give it 2 ratings. In the opening, 9 out of 10. In the opening.
Okay.
As it starts to dry down, 5 in the middle. And as it completely dries down, I think 4.5.
Are you serious?
Definitely serious.
I disagree.
Definitely serious. Like for me, that Iris I'm looking for, I'm not getting any of it. I disagree. Really?
Yes. But I'll tell you why. Because you are giving your experience, obviously, as the wearer. So I'm going to give my experience as the smeller, the person who's smelling it. Right.
That smells right.
So we've had this for about over a month, and he's been wearing it consistently for the past month. And you put it on just before we sat down to do the video.
Right.
So he put it on, he came in the studio, start to set up for us to film, right? So I'm there putting the baby to sleep. I went into our bedroom. So this is maybe, I would say, about 45 minutes after you left and you came into the studio.
Right.
I walked into our bedroom and I can still smell it. And I can smell the powderiness of it still. About 45 minutes, which I think you said it lasts about, that powderiness lasts about that long. And it smells so good. It's so sexy. It is such a sexy fragrance. I would not you've given worse smelling perfumes a higher score.
No, well, I think
it smells. It smells so good. Even
don't get me wrong, it smells good, but I think I'm going hard on it because of how fast
the opening dissipates.
Yeah, it dissipates. I think that's why I'm going so hard on it. It is
still such a sexy fragrance. Like I, as a woman, love to smell that on you, right? And if I'm somewhere and there's a trail of that smell there, I'd be like, oh my gosh, that guy smells really good. The dry down does smell a lot like the Le Male, the elixir.
Yeah.
That I will agree with.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I cannot tell the difference between the two. But the reason that I know it's the Dior Homme Parfum is because you're testing it out.
Right.
So if you like that DNA, right, of the Le Male, the Jean Paul, Le Male elixir, I think you would really like the Dior Homme Parfum, the new release.
Don't get me wrong.
The longevity, it does last a very long time.
Yeah,
because I smelled it on you like hours after. It's a very attractive smell. I don't think how anyone would hate it. I think you might not like it if you're someone like you babes who want that iris, that powdery smell to last throughout the entire wear.
And that leather as well. That combination.
There's leather in it?
Yeah. Like you smell, it's not strong, but you smell a little leather. Like
Is
you can
leather?
smell.
Are you sure?
There's no leather notes in there.
Okay.
But you smell like a little
It smells like it has leather?
It smells like it has a little leather in there.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it smells.
Because it has that dark depth to it that I guess is what gives you that, like, it has leather in it.
Yeah.
And it could be maybe the combination of the patchouli and the amber there in the middle or the end or wherever those notes are.
Yeah.
But I forgot what I was saying. But I think,
you were saying,
I was saying the only people who might not like it are maybe people who, like you, want that iris to stay throughout the entire time because you do like powdery fragrances, or people who maybe had the original from 2014. Because I've seen reviews on that one, and everyone seemed to think that was a masterpiece.
That's a masterpiece. Yeah.
So I don't know what about that one that made it a masterpiece. So maybe if you already have such high standards, and maybe this one might not meet that standard. But otherwise, I don't. To me, it's like it's a crowd pleasing male fragrance that I think you can blindly gift any man, and he would enjoy it. If he's not like a crazy perfumer, but he wears perfume, he enjoys wearing perfume, but he doesn't have like hundreds or whatever perfume. I think if you give that to the guy or the dad or the husband or the brother or whoever in your life that enjoys wearing perfume, but they're not big on knowing a lot about different things, they would enjoy it. They would appreciate it.
Don't get me wrong, it's a really nice fragrance, but that, like I say, this one you can't even compare it with the EDT, right? So I can imagine the Parfum.
Okay. I still can't believe you prefer the EDT.
But all right. Like it's not even a hard choice. I want to compare I'm not sure. It's like vastly different. Okay. But it's a nice fragrance, like I say, and you know I like powdery scents. And the iris, you just don't get it. Like, and for me that's what I'm going on. Because what I don't like about fragrance that does that is you put this on and then it dries down like another perfume. It's like, what are you wearing, right? Okay. So that's the thing. So that's why I like my opening to last and the projection to go all the way to the end. And I don't like when I put on a fragrance, it smells so good in the opening, like, oh, I'm wearing this and this, and then it dries down so different. You sometimes forget what you put on or what you were wearing. And then someone is asking you, what are you wearing? You smell like this. Like, no, I'm wearing this. So that has happened already where somebody would ask me, what are you wearing? And I say this, like, no, but that smell like this. Like, yeah, well, obviously the dry don't change. So I don't like that. Okay. So that's why I'm going so hard on that. But it's a nice fragrance. Not for the fact that it doesn't smell good, I give it a 4. It smells good, but it's just that the iris and it just doesn't last. So that is my biggest issue with it. Right?
Okay, how would you rate the performance?
The performance, it performs good. So I would rate it about 7.5. They're above with the performance.
And finally, how would you rate the value of it?
Now,
how much is it? I can't even remember.
I think it's $250 for 75 ml.
Okay. So do you think?
Definitely not. For $275, you put it on. Again, if you're someone who loves Irish, who love powdery scents and stuff, and then in 15 minutes it's gone. Like, why did I spend so much money? So
how about if it was 100 ml? Would you say?
Not even. Okay. Not for $250. Not even. But because you for me again, when you pay that kind of price for a perfume,
you've worn quite a bit of it.
Yeah, you want your perfume, to the opening and everything to last long. So yeah, I think it's a little dear for it's a little expensive. It's a little expensive for what it's giving here.
Okay.
Yeah, a little expensive for 75 ml. Definitely no. On that.
Okay. Well, my rating in the scent, I would give the opening 8. I will give the dry down a 7.
What?
Yes. Performance, I will give it a 7. And for the value,
you like this.
Considering how pricey fragrances are right now, I guess it is kind of like, because even designer fragrances right now are so expensive. What I wish it was 100 mil for that 250. Then I would be like, okay, well, I guess 100 mil for 250. A lot of fragrances right now, if you want 100 mil, that's kind of what you got to spend, like 180 to like $250. So that's the going rate right now for these designer fragrances. So for value, I think it will depend on what you are willing to spend your money on. And if you like it a whole lot, because I know you, if you had liked that a whole lot, 250, you'd be giving them more money. So, because when you like something, there's no price tag. So
that's true, but
I guess it would just depend on if you really like it.
If you really like it, yeah.
So like if you've tried it before, let us know your thoughts. Yeah. If you haven't, you could get your nose on it. Well, we'd recommend that you get your nose on it. They carry it at Sephora. Sephora is like pretty much everywhere. Where else do they have that? Right now, I think it's probably Sephora because it's so new. It's probably on the Dior website, of course.
Right.
They should have it there as well. Right. For sample, though, I don't know if Dior does sampling, so chances are you'd have to go in a store somewhere that has it,
which I think
and just give it a smell. But I think it's a crowd pleaser. Like I think it's a crowd pleaser. I don't think it's something that is polarizing or anything like that. I think that anybody you buy that for, you just give it, they would like it.
For sure. Especially if the person is not so much deep into colors like we are and stuff like that. But, we're just giving an overall view of it and in terms of what we think of it. That's it for today's review, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your comment below with your thoughts.
We love hearing from you guys, so let us know what fragrance you'd like us to review next.
Until next time, stay scented.
Stay scented, share the vibe, hit subscribe and join the tribe. Smelling good, it's what we do. We'll be back with more for you.